Okay, I hope I'm going live here. This is a new uh, software I'm using today, so we'll see how this turns out. I'm going to check out on YouTube if in fact I am live. Let's check this out here while we hopefully wait for people to show up. Okay, I think I'm live. That's exciting. So far so good. Hopefully the latency is doing okay here. And let's get some popping out my chat. Yeah. All right. Boom. Boom. Okay. I think I'm good. I have a pretty fun setup. I've been working on it. Ooh. Let's get our music. Yeah. Ooh, I like this music. Let's see here. Just waiting for I think Morgan's here. Hi Morgan. I didn't think you're going to make it today. Oh, that's exciting. Great. Let's get going. This is my new setup. Do we like it? I'm pretty excited about it. We're running errands. Dude, live your life. That's fine. Mike, can you go ahead and do another little chat there? I don't see you on the comment board. You see, there you are. Great, dude. I'm so excited about the setup. I did some finagling late last night after our last stream where I was having a little bit of issues with some not latency, but audio. But it turned out that other program was draining my battery dry. I'm doing great now. It's not draining currently. It's still just charging. So I'm pretty excited about how this system seems to be working. Again, last time my battery drained, and I also had it plugged into my computer. I'm not the most tech literate person. My mic, my video everything was just pulling power from my computer, and then especially the software program. So this is my new one. So this is exciting. But let's get going. So this is 1,000-year-old vampire. I think you are the 2 people on the planet who have watched all of my videos, I believe, in regards to Menander, the story I started, which I've yet to finish. And one, it was very time consuming. It's how my channel started. It's reversed, so I got to point this way. Was with this module. This is the thing that turned me on to solo tabletop role playing games, and I love it. And I realized it did a little bit of some things wrong with it, so I'm excited to refocus on it. I am going to continue my story, but as of now, I'm tinkering with kind of going back, saying what all Menander has accomplished, and then just like doing a screen like this, just kind of rolling and seeing what happens. And then after I see exactly where he gets up to, I may leave out how he finally dies, because I think you always just ultimately die. Then I'm gonna redo the kind of animated cartoon format that I was doing, or the Ken Burns effect of. Those videos took me. I think I totaled up. It would be another about 150 hours for me to finish it in the way that I was going. And honestly, I just don't have that time now. But I do want to finish that story. But nonetheless, I am familiar with this game. And some things that I realized about this game that I wasn't completely adhering to, because it says very precisely in the book. You need to... oh, does the chat not scroll? My chat doesn't seem to be scrolling. That's interesting. Let's see, do I do that? Oh, hang on, I bet I could do it like this. Let's see here. Is that scrolling? Oh no, it just hasn't. That's as far as it's going currently. I bet I can stretch it because I know how to work this. So, woo, I'm so smart. So some things I didn't do properly. I didn't do the memories and experiences properly. The game is very resource management in regards to not just resources or skills, but also, or mortals, but also your memories. Because the game, you slowly start having to just completely wipe out memories and put in new ones. And the experiences go under these categories of memories, but the experiences within the memories, they need to kind of make sense as subcategories. And I was just kind of willy-nilly, like putting them where it made the most sense, like in regards to holding on to my memories. That's not what you're supposed to do. Also, the game, which I love, Tim Hutchings had the idea of a game with an unreliable character. So there's films with or in books with unreliable narrators, where the narrator is narrating from their point of view, but they're not giving you all the information until the end. Then it's like, oh, they're the bad guy after all. But in this, we have a character that we can't control. So the prompts are what makes us have to do these different things that we weren't expecting. So what I was doing is I was imposing my will on the game. I was still following the prompts, but I had this whole storyline that I wanted to do with Menander. um you just kind of have to let go and just let the chat do its thing. So let's get going here, and let's move on to starting our character. This will take a little bit of time, but not too bad here. Let's move on to the next page. All right. So I can just make the chat a little bit longer here like I did last time. Stretch this out here. Options. Yep. There we go. Okay, so what we need to do is, first off, we need a name. And we need to figure out where he's from. I do own the physical copy of this book. I love it. It's beautiful. It's just such a well-made piece of art. But we need to figure out like where they're from. Mike, I did talk to you a little bit, and you were pretty keen on Rome, which I'm down with. I don't know a bunch about Rome, but I have some vague ideas. I'm more of an ancient Greek theater kind of person, but I'm happy to do Rome if that's what you're feeling. So let me know, and let's get going, and I'll kind of walk us through. So we've got our memories. I don't know much about it either, so maybe it's not the best. Who cares? Because the thing is, this is an alternate timeline. In mine, I started in ancient Greece, but all of a sudden Artemis showed up, and like there were other kind of weird Sekhmet from Egyptian mythology kind of made a pseudo appearance. So we're allowed an alternate timeline. And to all the nerds out there, or the trolls who are going to get mad, it's like, well, actually, blah, 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 blah. I have a video for you. It's one of my short videos that everyone's taken out of context. It's called, But the Rules! Settle down. It's a game. So I'm fine with that. Morgan's be back in a minute, so we can kind of brainstorm where we want to put this character. So we also do have these skills and resources and mortal characters and marks. I'll explain all of that. But the first thing is, where do we want to set it? Because it is a 1,000-year-old vampire. So we will be jumping anywhere from like a year, a month, a decade, 50 years with each prompt. So we got to give them a little bit of wiggle room. And again, this is alternate history, so who cares? So anyway, I'm fine with Rome. That's a starting point. You can be on point and look at just different information for it. When I was toying with Menander, another idea of mine was to have them be like a Coast Salish person, or maybe even a someone who's settled in that area, like white explorers who settled the Coast Salish area and brought vampirism into the indigenous tribes of the Pacific Northwest. But then I realized that's not quite Twilight because they're werewolves. And then I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want a vampire in the Pacific Northwest. So anyway, what do you guys, what are you feeling there in regards to where do we want to put this? Late Roman Republic, also Europe in the Dark Ages during the Plague could be fun. The thing is, they travel. They can start in Rome and end up in Europe. Let's start with that. I'm gonna make an executive decision. We're gonna screw this up, so who cares? But let's get rocking. So what should our character's name be? What's a good Roman name? I'm good with pretty much anything, but what's a good Roman name for us? How about, let's see, Atticus. Purpose. Atticus. All right, we are Atticus. All right, Mr. Atticus. I'm so excited about the software. I'm so excited about the software. I have a Mac. This is made for Mac. This is called Ecams. It's costing me a bit of money, but let's see what we got here. So Atticus. So starting background. This is our one memory that isn't like more specific. This is just very broad of like who we are, who are our parents, where we live. Like, do we want to live like within the city? Are we in Rome? Are we in a place under Roman rule, which would still be Greece and parts of Egypt? Again, I don't know much Roman history, but who cares? This is alternate timeline. And we could do, yeah, where are we feeling? Yeah, where's a good Roman city to put us? I mean, again, Rome pops to mind. Sure, let's start with the big city. Again, So we are Atticus, and what I like, because my character, he started in, he's probably around. Menander's probably around right now. Uh, the Rome. Yeah, okay. So I am Menander. I am no, oh my God, no, I'm not. I'm Atticus. Jesus, Atticus. I rock. Atticus rocks. Who are our parents? Oh man, I can't make commas in this font. Let's see, I think I can make the little lines. I just have to click it twice for some reason. Oh, maybe that happens with. Nope. Ooh, music that's creepy. There we go. I am Atticus, son of. Or do we have our parents with us? Did like a dad die maybe during one of the wars against the Gauls? Is that a thing? Yeah, I don't really know my history super well, but yeah, let's just kind of brainstorm. Rome was fighting everybody, so why not? So who are we feeling here? Who's who do we? What are our parents and our mortals and all that stuff? We live in the big city. What do we do here? Son of. What's a good? I'm thinking of like Gladiator, like names from Gladiator, something like that. But son of um, come on, Mike, pull out a Roman name thing. Shoot, I'll do it. Oh, here we go. Mom is maybe a distant cousin of someone who's going to go down soon, like Brutus. So we have family wealth. Okay, I'm getting out of this. Now we're getting Julius Caesar and some Shakespeare stuff, so I can get onto this. So okay, so I like that. So let's say the dad died at somehow. Um, our mom's name, son of. Good Roman name, good Roman Italian name. Give me a good name. Son of something. Son of Sam. And we have born into great privilege. I don't know how to spell privilege, so I'm scared. Wealth. Uh, in Rome. So we just gotta think a good. Give me a good mom name. And so start with that. We have a good idea. So let's figure out some of our skills. Dad Aurelius, okay, son of Aurelius, and Aurelius. Thank you for spelling Aurelius. And what is? And we get a mom name, Livia. Great, Livia. Great. Born into great wealth in Rome. So great wealth and privilege in Rome. So now dealing with that, let's build up our skills and our resources here. We have. So what kind of skills would we have? So we do have wealth, we have privilege, and so resources can be like our house. Some are stationary resources because you do got to run away a lot in this game. And so some of those resources could be like our house, and this is when it says lose stationary resources, we leave it behind. But some things we can take with us. So let's think of like our skills and our resources. Let's say a starting mortal would obviously be our mother. Is our father alive or no? How are we feeling about that? So let's start Livia. That's one of our starting mortals. But yeah, what are some good skills and resources for us to have? I mean, obviously, a resource would be our home. I'm kind of just good at just getting the idea of that we have this, like... I'm thinking of, like, Rome. Like, I know they had homes, but I'm feeling like there's, like, a different kind of word. But home. All right, so we got a home. There may be a better word for it than what that is, an estate or something like that. So we have this home. We have a mom. That's a good start. But yeah, what other kind of skills do we have? Are we like a great orator, or are we like, since we're born in this privilege, we're a bit of a jerk and just kind of like screw people over and like just kind of just drink and whore our way through lives. Yeah, what kind of a person are we? And that kind of goes into our memories as well of that. So shiftless layabout, perfect. Um, and that can lead in to how our starting memory of immortality, because we do have to come up with an immortal character that transitioned us into this vampiric state. And the vampires can be whatever they want, so they don't need to be like the Count Dracula kind. How about Dad died in the Gallic Wars? Okay, I may have been right about the Gauls. A memory could be our last time seeing him. Perfect. Um, so we have this home. That'll be one of our memories. Great, thank you, Mike. Let's go back to here. And so what we want to do with these starting memories is try to tie in our resources and skills into them, but also we tied in our starting mortal into it. So the last time, so we could have like our father's sword. That Menander had his father's bow in my game. So the last time I saw my father, you're not my father. Last time I saw my father, before fighting the guy that was. Fighting in the Gallic Wars. Gallic, I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Backspace. Okay. The idea of Dad leaving us a weapon or piece of armor that perhaps he upgraded before marching off to Gaul. Yeah. Yeah. What would that be? You're a big D&D nerd. I'm thinking they had like, yeah, I was thinking like a short sword. I'm thinking of like those like really stubby shorts that they had. A helm or a pauldron. I don't know what a pauldron is. Nerd. Let's see here. A helm. Oh, that's up to you, buddy. Like a gladius. Still don't quite know what that is. A gladius. For those of you who have no idea, yeah, I'm missing a tooth. I'm self-conscious of it. It's a metal shoulder cap. Oh, one of those things. I mean, we could still. I'm still like, I like the idea of a weapon, but we could still bludgeon someone to death with it. So yeah, let me know whatever you're feeling. I have good dental hygiene. It's an implant from an old sports injury. It failed. We had to get it removed. I'm just waiting for the new one. Okay, let's do a weapon then. The gladius. Great, let's do it. Gladius. So we have our father's gladius. Whoops, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Here we go. So we've lost our father, and again, thank you for going tragic on this. You can make the game kind of funny, but it's I just lean tragic. I just love it. So we've got our amazing house. We've got our sword. We've skills. Carousing, that's a skill. Go away. I got something popped up on my screen I don't like. Go away. Go away. Don't like you. Go away. Boop. There we go. Okay, so we've got our sword, we got our house, we've got our 2 memories. We need 3 more. And we need another mortal as well. So we could have like a friend, like a carousing friend that we hang out with. And again, it could be an animal. In my videos, Vadney, my goat. So, because I was a little farm boy. But okay, so we need 3 skills, 1 resource, 2 mortal characters, and then the immortal person who turned us. And again, we don't have to be Transylvania like vampires. We can be, my guy could walk around in the sun. He just got cold a lot. He was constantly cold. So he had to feed to give him strength. Because he was just like slowly freezing to death. So our vampire can be whatever we want. It's just something kind of creepy. Home could be one of the fancy villas, the Palatine Hill overlooking the Forum. All right, awesome. So villas. So instead of home, let's do villa. That sounds so much better. Okay, so we've got a sword, we've got a villa, we've got Olivia. You could say Atticus follows in his father's footsteps. Great, swordsplay, perfect. So swordplay, perfect. Right. So we're getting there. We're already like almost halfway done with building our character. And then the game for us is going to go fairly quick. We're just going to brainstorm each prompt. We're going to let the prompt tell the story, and we're just going to come up with how to best fulfill it. So let's see here. The game ends when it tells us it ends, which is like prompt 60-ish, I think. Or we run out of skills and resources, and we just kind of shrivel in on ourselves because we can't take care of ourselves anymore. So those are the two ways that the game ends. And let's see what Mike's got here. We can say Atticus follows his footsteps. Skills. I want to think something. The gift of gab. I like that. I was about to say. I think a skill needs to be like orator or swindler or something like that. But we'll just put gab. That's a good word. He's just gab. He's just good at chatting. So I'm good with that. So we have one more skill, one more resource, which. And our resources can be as big as we want. The book uses the example of a naval fleet. You could be an admiral. It's the morning. And your fleet could be a resource because you can lose a fleet just as quick as you lose a rowboat. It doesn't matter in this game. So we can make it as big. Like a villa is a pretty big resource. But those are, we can have whatever we want here. We still need some more friends. I'm happy to give him Darius. I'm giving a friend named Darius. That's his drinking buddy. Darius. I don't even know if it's Roman. It sounds vaguely Roman. I have a D&D character that, like, when I was young, is like one of my, like, cool ideas for a D&D character. I never played him, but his name was Darius Kathos of Sicyon. It didn't even exist, but to me, that just sounded cool. And that name's always been in my head, so Darius. It's not Darius Rucker. That'd be weird. Nobody probably knows who that is currently. Okay. Skill. Plain of face so can blend into a crowd. That's probably a better way to word that, but I'm good with that. So, subtle? Subterfuge? No, but I mean, we can turn that into a skill. So Mike had the idea of a skill being plain of face so we can blend into a crowd. Subterfuge, stealth. I don't think those are quite the words because that's more entailing like robbing. But he does have kind of, maybe he doesn't have an underhanded nature. He just has a, he's just a layabout. He's not really a bad person. Incognito mode. Okay, he can go into incognito mode and search Pornhub with nobody knowing. Okay. Stupid. Incognito mode. Which makes sense because as a person of stature, it probably is a little bit difficult. It probably is a little difficult to move about freely, but it's just since he's so like a gray man, that's Wheel of Time. There are these gray men. There's these assassins. So yeah. Okay, so we got our skills. We need one more resource. We need one more starting mortal. We need a couple more memories, and then we got to work on our vampiric nature. Or we can work on our vampiric nature and then kind of let other things spill from that experience or moment. So yeah, how did let's see here. So he's got a sword. He's got a villa. And we also, let's think of some resource. A horse and carriage wagon. Nothing will go wrong with that. Sure. Let's come on, horse. Horse. Wagon. Great. He has the drive cart skill from Warhammer. Okay. So we're doing pretty good here. Let's move on to our... We got some memories. Let's build 2 memories from his resources and skills. Ideally combining 2. And we still have this other... And we have Darius. We can worm in there. And we also have how we turned. And you will also see this thing called Mark. That is our tell that we are a vampire. In my game, my guy was always cold. But it could be the book uses the example, if you fought somebody on a rooftop or something like that, and they cleave into your head, like, and your head would always be like nearly headless Nick, like always kind of like lolling on your shoulder. So you always have to keep your neck bound with a scarf or something like that to hide that. So your mark is just a tell that you are a vampire. So let's see what we got here. Something mortal. Great Uncle Brutus. Oh, cool. Brutus. A2 Brute. Uh, it doesn't end well for Brutus either, does it? So is this pre Caesar? Yep, 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 yep. And then yeah, and then we're going to go into some pretty big wars with Caesar and Cleopatra's involved, and we have the other Caesar shows up. We have Octavia and Octavius. Okay, so yeah, we're just like right on the cusp of that. That's just a dramatic setting for us. And before we let loose the dogs of war. Again, my knowledge of this is from Shakespeare. Which, if you don't know, oh, you can't see it. You will see it eventually. There's this text highlight behind me on, it'll be this direction. That is Hamlet. That is the text of the entire text of Hamlet. Uh, nerd. Okay, so we've got Brutus, Uncle Brutus, Uncle Brute. So, did you watch HBO Rome? No, I didn't watch Rome. I should have. I probably would have really liked it. It's got some great actors in it. Okay, so we're really close. We got to figure out how we become a vampire, and we got to figure out 2 memories, and then our mark. So, how did we become a vampire? And what is a Roman vampire like? And again, our curse could be... I did watch one live stream that was great. I wish I could remember the name of it. I think it wasn't Ben. He did this Rat King guy. But there's this other one who was slowly turning to stone. And I don't know if it was like a Gorgon. It was some kind of like weird mythological creature. And he had to feed, I believe. It's a while since I watched it. To keep the petrification at bay. So, again, we can kind of make our immortal vampire character... give them some kind of fun little twist. So, again, we could have got it carousing. We could have gotten it... Maybe our dad was a vampire? I don't know. No, we need an immortal character. We already established our dad's dead. So, yeah, what's a good vampire origin story for Atticus? Let's see. Of Aurelius and Livia. How you feeling there, Mike? I'm trying to think here, brainstorm a bit. 2 ideas. He was bitten one night after late night drinking, which I keep thinking of Interview with a Vampire when they're like feeding on the women of the night. Or perhaps becomes separated from his unit outside of Rome. I like that. So does he serve in the military? Do you have to serve? Do the higher-ups have to? But I do like the idea that he did actually serve. That could be a memory where maybe he had to do a little bit of time, or his dad tried to get him to it and he just didn't take. But that's kind of fun. But I like the idea of maybe him, like, because his family's so high up, they were able to kind of like look the other way because he got like removed from service. But because maybe he got like really drunk, he like snuck in some alcohol. He wandered off, and he yeah, okay, so he's like an officer with little responsibility. He has a soft post because of his station. I like that. But I do like the idea of yeah, he got kind of fed on at night by something. Something changed him. Now, were they offering him a gift, or was it just like totally just like rat and just like attacked him? Or was it like a gift, some kind of he was being offered something? What are we feeling about that? But I do let's kind of get a starting memory skill. It doesn't have to. So this skill memory doesn't need to be that I'm doing right here. Isn't about his turning. This is just about he's stationed. How'd you put it? Forced to serve some military service, but No, that's just gonna be a weird symbol we see every now and then. Fell down a rabbit hole reading about battles. What is that? What do you mean by that, bud? Oh, I can ban you, and I can easily see how to ban you from the comment thread. That's nice. I've yet to have a troll or a bot. That's okay. Fell down a rabbit hole reading about battles. Yeah, what exactly do you mean by that? Forced to serve some military service, but oh, that's what he was doing. Okay. When that's when he got attacked. He was just like reading up on stuff about battles. Okay, forced to serve some military service, but it's a soft position due to family. Okay, I'm just going to pull this up here. Okay. Okay, so we got one more memory, and then our... Oh, you're working on our immortality. So he got distracted. So he obviously is well-read and educated. My guy couldn't read or write. In this game as well, we are able at some point to get a diary to chronicle. I believe it's 3 memories and everything in it to give us more room. But that diary becomes a resource, which we could lose, and then those memories are gone permanently. So, okay, so we got distracted reading while on duty. And what was this thing that fed on us? Like what, who was it? What do we think it was a wolf? Like, Rome was started by wolves, right? Oh, no, it was like Romulus and Remus, and then Romulus won? And then, yeah, Rome. And the idea is he was nursed by wolf pups. So anyway, was it a wolf that did it, or was it more like a aristocratic style vampire? Like, what kind of entity was this that did this to us? So again, was this like a gift, or was it just a feeding, or like how did this happen to us? I keep typing things out and then deleting them when they get crappy. Yeah, I'm doing it, but you can see the crappiness I'm typing. Yeah, so I know. So we're close. We have, after this, we just got our mark. We got to figure out, like, who turned us. We got to figure out our mark, like how it shows on us. And then we just need to figure out one more memory, and then we'll get going. Then we're going to crack open a cold one. It's a Diet Coke. I'm so tough. All right, what do we got here? Keep trying things out and then deleting them when they get crappy. Yeah, I hear you. I'm thinking of some other resources while we're working on this. Let's see here. I do not need that thing open. So swordplay, Gab. Let's get one with some memories. Let's just get something with Darius. Like, this is silly currently, but we can shift it up a bit. It's just about him and Darius, how they can kind of sneak their way in to talk their way anywhere because of their privilege, their ability to go into incognito mode, and just who they are. So Darius, is Darius in stature, is he above us or below us? And what is our mom like? Like, what is let's get a couple little keywords for that. Brutus. Is Brutus. Does Mark Antony kill Brutus? I feel like he does. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting really close. But yeah, let's see. Let's say he's below us. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's lower in stature. But so he's like, but is it one of those sad kind of things where like he needs us for status a bit, but like he kind of feeds our ego a little, where he's just like our little lackey and he just kind of makes us feel good about ourselves? Is it one of those kind of like gross friendships where we both kind of creepily use each other, or do we genuinely like each other? All right. And I can also work that into one of our, I'm going to put we feed off each other. But not in a bad way yet. Let's see here. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Then we're going to get schmovin'. Okay, so we've got Atticus, a son of Aurelius and Livia, born into great wealth in Rome. The last time he saw his father was before he went off to fight in the Gallic Wars. I am forced to serve in some military service, but due to my position and family, it's chill. Darius and I we were able to kind of sneak in and out of wherever we want because we have some privilege. He leeches off me, but we are real buds. Okay, I'm going with that. So instead of feed off each other, we need each other. Let's make us buds. It'll make our death all the more tragic. We need each other when we ultimately have to eat him. Okay, so it looks like all we really need to do. Oh, what is our relationship with our mom? Is she like I picture the the long flowing silky not togas but like the gowns. Is she like very regal? Is she kind of distant, or is she like a very loving, nurturing mother? And then we got to figure out who the heck turned us. So if you're watching after we film this, you could have been in the chat helping us. My computer is still charging. It's not draining battery. I'm so excited about this. Yeah, that other system was killing me. The other software. All right, so who got us and what is our mom like? So Darius, lower in status, Bud. His name's Bud. But how about she's distant, which is part of what drove our dad in the service. Okay, distant mom, getting some issues here. And finally, let's figure out this vampire. What was it? What was it? Who was it? So in my game, he just thought it was Artemis. It was a full moon night. This entity came to him and said, I can make you warm, and kind of like sucked his soul out of him, but it heated him up. Or again, it could just be just some creepy creature of the night. Yeah. And then what's our mark? What's our tell? Like, again, if it was a wolf, for instance, he's just got like these bite marks that don't heal. It could be... Oh, here. Oh, again. Okay. How about he gets turned when off on a routine military expedition to the area north of Greece, maybe around modern-day Serbia, to check in on a recently won colony. Okay, that was definitely happening. And... Okay. So, what's next? What's next, Mike? Come on. Don't make it crappy. Don't make it crappy. Okay, so I'm kind of changing this one. Just like a perfunctory mission that is easy to pull off, except he gets vamped up. Sure. Again, who's vamping him and how? Or what is vamping him? Is it someone else in the military? Is it, he's in Greece. Is it some mythological kind of entity, or that he thinks it is? Like, so maybe instead of like a god, it's some kind of creature, like a vampire gorgon or something. I was on Cash Cab, and one of the answers was Gorgon. I was so excited. Wrong place, wrong time situation? Sure. Okay, but who is it? Or what is it? My episode of Cash Cab never aired either, because I think I kept calling it out because it was dark when we went, and I was like, isn't it supposed to be like after hours? I think that's what it's called at the time. And then also when we got into the cab, like they said, oh, we're going to take you to another game show. And I got it, and it's like, oh, we'll just hail you a cab. I was like, okay. And this cab comes up, and it is so obviously when you get in it, not a cab. And the guy's like, where are you going? He's doing this little voice. I was like, I knew his name at the time. I was like, come on, Mike, let's do this. Cash Cab, let's go. And then a voice comes on and says, and then the lights came on and blah, blah, blah. And then a voice came out and said, could you do that again and be more excited? I don't know. Wasn't feeling it. We got a really hard final question, too, which we didn't get right. Which was, what is the newest country in the world? Or something like that. And it was East Timor. I don't think they liked us and they started giving us harder questions. Okay. So anyway, I digress. I do have my t-shirt somewhere. I did get a t-shirt. And they also told us our address of where we were going. And it dropped us off in a place I didn't want to be. It was like 2nd Avenue and like 23rd or something. It was just like, what? There's nothing out here. Anyway. Okay. Come on, Mike. Hook us up. I'm vamping. Waka waka waka. While you figure out what it is that bit us and why, and what our mark is. Okay, hi Morgan. We're almost done building our character here. The last thing we're trying to figure out is what turned us into a vampire. The unrest in the colony is caused by ooh. Okay, so we're working on our vampire origin right now. We are a kind of a layabout in ancient Rome. Our uncle is Brutus. So he hasn't stabbed Caesar yet, and our father died in the wars, in the Gallic Wars. We serve in the military service, but because of our position, it's a pretty simple job. We were out like chilling. Maybe we thought it was more like a vacation kind of thing down in Greece, and we got, while on duty, we got attacked. And Mike, it's making it sound like it's just by something. We don't know what it was, and so we were attacked by something while on duty, and we don't quite know what happened. Is Darius in the service with us, or no? Or is Darius just back home in Rome? So maybe this is the reason we get out of military service, because of this assault on us. So we're trying to figure out what's going on in this colonies down in Greece. Something attacks us one night. Could his mark be like a missing ear? Could be. It's hard to go in incognito mode when you're missing an ear, but maybe we have to cover it up in some clever way. We could have our dad's helm. Go back. So we have our dad's helm to cover up our missing ear. But yeah, so it's incognito mode's tough when you got the missing ear. So we don't know what did this then. It sounds like there's a chunk of them out in Greece, and that was what was killing off one of our colonies and some city-state somewhere. Okay, I'm good with that. So how do you feel about that, Morgan? We were attacked randomly by a vampire or vampires. Were we the only ones on our patrol? The only one left on our patrol, or we somehow survived? Is that the idea? How about the mark is a deathly stench, which we cover up with lots of cologne? I'm down with that. Drakkar Noir. Just lots of Drakkar. Alright, so let's do this. Stench of death. Love it. Alright. So, so we do have to kind of know this immortal. We just need to like give them a name. Like what did we see? What were they? What do we think it was? That attacked us. And I gotta update how we turned actually. Attacked when on patrol by... Alright, and these are the last two things we gotta do, and then we're diving in. So we're attacked on patrol by... Was it animalistic? Was it more human-like? But I'm gonna say that the rest of the patrol died. Patchouli, folks. Patchouli. Yeah, so what was this in this vampiric entry? We were attacked one night when heading back to the pubs. We were alone and inebriated. All we remember is the vampire's eyes. Two different colors, like Bowie. So that is going to be... Our starting immortal is Bowie. Rest in peace, man. I love it. Bowie. Attacked by Bowie. I think it was from an injury, right? His eye color. Did I spell Bowie right? All of a sudden, I'm like, B-O-W-I-E? Did the attacker look human or more Nosferatu? What Mike has the idea is all to remember is these glowing eyes. And I believe is actually, his eyes weren't different colors. It's just one, his pupil was enlarged. So it was just dark. And the other one was his natural eye color, but it's just because his pupil was so enlarged. I think it was from an injury. But yeah, I love that. Attack, drunk return to barracks by Bowie. And Bowie may show up. I'm happy with this. You ready to get going? You feeling good about this? I'm going to give you guys like 30 seconds to come up with any changes we want, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. I love this stench of death. We just have to cover it up. And we may have to get really creative if we end up somewhere where we have trouble. Like, if we end up like on a farm, we just have to cover ourselves in manure or something like that. Love the Nosferatu vibe though. Okay, so Nosferatu. So it's a Bowie Nosferatu. Nosferatu. Great. Okay. We can go back and change this. Let's get going. So, off we go to see what happens. Here we are. Here's the book. Oh, I need to stretch this out. I need to hit Option to do this. Yep. Mark. Perfect. Ooh, wow. That just fills the screen. Just scooching things around a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, what we need to do now is roll some dice, and we just start following these prompts. We will roll a 10-sided dice and a 6-sided dice. We subtract the 6-sided dice from the 10. So if we rolled a 10 on the 10-sided and a 6 on the 6-sided, that 10 minus 6 is 4. We would go to prompt 4. And that is just what we're going to start doing. And we're just going to start spitballing and see what he does. So again, he is an unreliable character. We just follow this story and let's rock. All right, so I do have an overlay for this, which is dice. Oop, I'm in the wrong screen though. Let's go here. That's it. All right, 6 plus 10. Woo, we got too many 10s. Let's clear. 6, 10. There we go. Big jump. We're off to a 6. So let's go to 6. Let's get rid of that. So this page will be a little slow. For whatever reason, it just takes a little while. So we're just slowly... so there's 1 and 2. Again, it takes like 5 seconds to turn a page for whatever. 3, 4. Here we go. 1 more. So the multiple entries are in case we go to that number again. We just go to the next tier down. So, a mortal character begins serving you. Who are they? Why are they drawn to you? Create a new mortal character. So at first it's like, well, it's Darius. Darius is going to be on it, and he's going to start helping us out. And we also have to kind of think of what these vampiric abilities... Like, what's the pro of it? Is there a pro to it? So, again, we don't need to make a whole long storyline. Just a sentence. So, who is this mortal character? And why are they drawn to us? Maybe they like bad-smelling things. And who are they and how do they help us? And then where do we put them? I think this memory probably goes with Darius, because it's a friend memory. So I think this experience would go with Darius, probably. So who is this new individual? Why do we... Yeah, so who would this be? But they start serving us. So again, we may need to start thinking about, like, why. The mortal character could be the mayor, burgomaster, of the village where we were attacked, who begins helping us because he serves Bowie in a deal to keep himself safe. So again, this vampire, not Bowie Nosferatu, he's kind of controlling this region that Rome is expanding its rule, and this is just some area you don't go to. We went there because we thought it'd be a cool vacation. Darius was going, and so the Burgomaster senses in us that we have the Bowie power. What is the Bowie power? Like, are we just strong? And I'm fine with this. So, yeah, let's see here. And what would their name? What's a good Burgomaster of Greece? I'm thinking of like Midsummer Night's Dream characters. Lysander, Demetrius, should have gone to Ibiza. Bottom, the Weaver. Okay. So let's see here. What do we got? So does he fear us, the Burgomaster? Because he serves Nosferatu. He's singing Yugoslavian vibes. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, so more like kind of like Yugoslavian. Okay. I was in Croatia once. Craddock. That's a great name. Craddock, the Burgomaster. Acute senses? Great. I'm good with that. Hopefully it's not smell. Maybe it is smell, and that's kind of a curse. Like, we can constantly smell the death on us, and it just makes us nauseous, and we cover it with perfume, but that makes us... It's like walking into a Macy's or, like, any mall when they existed, and, like, you go through the perfume section. I hate that. Okay. Okay, so this guy is just this craven person, Craddock. Or, wait, I think it autocorrected to Karmic. Karmic sounds like a magician. Craddock, the Burgomaster, becomes our servant. So knows the smell too well. He sees through our Drakkar Noir. Okay, I like this. Okay. So we do have a new character. Let's get that going. We have Craddock and Burgomaster. And he's just like this sniveling... I'm probably spelling that wrong. I did. Snivelig. I'm just going to write Burgomaster because I'm scared to spell things. Great. Okay. So there we go. So it sounds like we're still chilling. So we're not back in Rome yet. We're still with Darius, like on this patrol. Well, then we don't have our villa. I guess we could still have our horse. Our horse could be with us. Our villa's back home, though. So is the idea we're still down in this... what was that movie about the lions? And it was also a book. I'm kind of getting those kind of vibes of this kind of colonialism idea of don't screw with ain't yours. Tale as old as time. Okay. Okay. So I'm ready to move on to our next. So we're still on patrol. We're good with that. So I'm looking at that in regards to resources. Like, we're already down a resource because we're not near our villa, but that's fine. So let's hop to the next. Where is it? There it is. Need to go to scenes. I've got multiple monitors here. That's why I'm like, where am I going? Oof. All right, let's get those dice going. Okay, another 6 and a 10. Boom, boom. Skadoosh. Ooh, we went back 2. So we got a 3 on the 6-sided and a 1 on the 10. So we went back 2. We go back to 4. All right. I think I clicked the button. Bringing up the dice thing slowed my computer a bit. It's like, what's this? Oh, yeah, it's for the first time I started losing... my battery power. It's like, what is this? You are exposed and flee to a neighboring region. There we go. Lose any stationary resources. Okay, there's our villa. Check a skill. A mortal flees with you. What new name do you adopt among these strangers? So we're already moving. I knew that. Okay. Well, it makes sense that we lose the villa. So, but we are exposed. And a mortal flees with you. It makes sense. It's Darius, right? But yeah. So what's going on here? Let's see. Let's see. Ooh. And where does this experience go? I think this still sticks with Darius, right? I think that's going to be this memory slot. Um, and how much time is going to be passing here, too. So we need a new name. We need to flee with a mortal. Or it could be Craddock. Or does Craddock expose us? Like, who exposes us? Does Darius find out and exposes us? Because it sounds like we're not really, Flee back to Rome. Okay. But it said we lose a resource. So are we losing our horse and wagon? Or are we losing our weapon? Like, just when we flee, do we have to leave our horse and wagon behind? Or do we leave our gladius behind? So we get into... Mike has the idea that we end up in the, like, Croatia, Slovenia area. And it did say... I got the book right here. I can just look. Burp. Yeah, you are exposed and flee to a neighboring region. It's just a neighboring region. And again, the word neighboring region, it's vague. Lose any... Oh, it just says lose any stationary resources. So we lose the villa. Okay. And then check a skill. Whoa. So we have to use a skill to flee. What skill do we use? So we check a resource. What that means is it's not really lost. It's just been used. So we can possibly get it back. I'm just going to put an X by this. So that just means it's gone. And then how do we leave? Do we sneak out with our incognito mode? Do we talk our way out of it? Or do we fight our way out of it? Maybe we attack someone and are exposed. Part of this is that the dishonor being Bertrand who disowns us. No villa. Okay, so Mike's idea of why we lost the villa when we're not there is maybe we attacked someone and we are exposed. So somebody just figures out who we are. And this kind of brings dishonor to our family. Or because timeline, it could also be maybe we can't go back because stuff's going down in Rome right now with the coup on Caesar. That's also a possibility as well. So we fight our way out. So we're going to check swordplay already. All right. I'm good with that. All right. We can always get these back, I say. It never happened in my game. Okay, so we bring this on. So who do we flee with? Do we flee with Craddock, who knows who we are? Or do we flee with Darius, who's our friend? And I think this... Well, this could go into Memory 3 as well. Where forced to military service, it's soft position due to family. We could also put this experience into 3. So, do we want to... Which one are we fleeing with? Craddock, the Burgomaster? Or are we fleeing with Darius? Maybe somebody, like, just figured out that something was off, or maybe they started to hear tales of these vampire... of Nosferatu Bowie, and started to attack us. So, yeah, what are we feeling here? In which memory? Craddock would want to stay home. That's what I thought. Darius makes sense. Darius comes with us. So does this go into the Darius memory slot of 4, or does it go into the military memory slot of 3? I think it could fit in both of those. And again, once they fill, they're filled, and we have to start completely erasing other ones. Wait, who's Michael attacking now? Michael's attacking everybody. Yeah, so which memory slot should we put this one in? I'm a little up in the air in this. Let's go 3. Okay. I'm outed. I'm exposed. Darius and I flee. And you want to go to, like, some Slavic area? Is that correct, Mike? We flee to Slavic. What is that? I was actually in that area. What is that area called in that sea? It's just east. Okay. Just flee. I'm just put flee. I don't want to anger people. All right, so off we go. We're running away with Darius. Like halfway back to Rome. Okay. All right, back to let's get a new scene here. Let's roll some dice and see what happens. Pop the dice back up. 6, 10, 5. So that's a pretty good jump. So we are up to 9. All right. Yeah, when I roll the dice, I see my video gets angry because I think that's sucking up a good bit of energy from my computer. So we're up to 9, I said, right? All right. 4, 5, 6. And again, there's just a bit of a delay to just flip the pages here. Or maybe a longer delay. I can also read it out loud too if it becomes an issue. 4. Try again. Alright, no here, and probably do that. It's probably gonna be angry at me because I was telling it to do multiple things. Oh, there we go. 9. Yay. Don't have to read. Well, I still do. Okay. Oh, my microphone's not in camera. Who cares? Okay. You develop a system for feeding. What is it? What happens to those who die? Create a skill that reflects this. Oh, do we go to... We were at... we got 5. We went 4 to 9. Do we go to 13? No, we rolled a... Oh, balls. What did we roll? We rolled a 5. Because it was like a... We rolled a 9 minus 4. Yeah. We're fine. We're at 9. So, you develop a system for feeding. What is it? What happens to those who die? Create a skill that reflects this. So, are we kind of in like this like hinterlandy kind of area where we're not like in like really big cities right now? Or are we in like some random large city that, again, my sense of geography doesn't quite know where we are exactly? A fun fact about journaling this game, which is the other version of this, you can really do like a dive into the history and stuff of it like that, but we're doing the faster version of the game. But I learned a whole lot about like Greece and especially Delphi doing my longer journaling game. Okay, we're in the hinterlands. And do we have to feed? Like we have to have blood? We have to like feed on humans to like live? I'm assuming. And is it like blood? Is it like cerebral fluids? I think that's what Nosferatu and D&D, they drink a little bit differently than your typical vampires. But so we have a system for feeding. Does Darius help? Does Darius know? Does he know about this yet? And then we need a skill. So what are we feeling in regards to this system? Start with hunting animals. Perhaps Darius can hunt with his bow. Great. So our system is we have Darius. So what is our what happens to those who die? But this is making it sound like we do have to move on to human. So again, this is one of those moments where you just have to let the story take control, and we can jump forward. Like, we move there, we kind of set up for a bit. So I think we need to get this a little bit darker. Now that we're Nosferatu Bowies. So because it just says what happens to those who die, which it sounds like it is a human. Yeah, so we will say it makes sense to us that it started with animals, and It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to sate us. Approach a ranch under the pretense of being Roman legionnaires in need of shelter. Darius is Darius in on this? Like, if he's because you established, Mike, he's our bud, so he's going to want to help us, no matter how bad it is. And maybe, yeah, let's say we were surviving on animals as long as we could. We let him know that, yeah, like something attacked me out there, and he was probably aware of it when we got in that fight because we were outed. So I was like, it's one of the vampires. And he helped us get away, and then we just said we don't know what to do. We were just trying to get back home to Rome. Maybe there'll be some information there, and on our way, we're so sickly and we're hurting so bad, we have to kill these like ranchers. And then it starts, but it says you have a system. Then slowly, as we're making our way north, we're killing more and more people under this pretense of being Roman legionnaires in need of shelter. So I think that's like how dark it wants us to go. And again, I was being so tentative in my playthrough of it, but I think we need to like just go with the awfulness of it. So that's exactly what I was asking Morgan. What need does the feeding sustain? Like, in my game, he was cold, so he needed just the heat. Is this just literally replenishes us, or yeah, what exactly are we losing? Is it just literally it is just how we live? Like, we will just die. It's like not having water or food. Like, we have to have this. So what are you guys feeling? And then we got to figure out where. So we do get a skill. Boy, what is this skill called? So let's see here. I think this goes into 3. I'm exposed to Darius and I flee. I think this memory pretty much has to go here. Back into memory slot 3. We create a system for feeding on peasants. Eat a farmer or a child, make it look like a random predator attack. Gross. Okay. So, does regular food taste like ash? Is it not nutritional enough? And again, Morgan's getting the question of, like, what is our ecology? Why do we have to feed on people? Okay, so does regular food taste like ash? It's not nutritional enough. Okay. So it is literally just survival. Is he always ravenous? I think maybe not. Maybe he can push on a little bit, and in typical vampire form, he can eat animals here and there, but like every X amount of time, which may come into play. We may figure that out as we go. He needs more. He just becomes too weak to survive, and he doesn't like it, but he has to do it. So what skill do we have? And again, did we pick up something from the Nosferatu Bowie that we have that we can use to either set up this death? Maybe eating a person because he fears losing control, and eating Darius. Okay. Yeah, maybe Darius is looking pretty tasty. I like that. So what skill did we gain doing this? So we're making it look like it was just random animal attacks, but like, do we have some skill that Nosferatu Bowie gave us? Like, do we have some kind of hypnotic gaze with our Bowie eyes? Because you said all you remembered was his eyes. Is that something that can like just kind of stymie or stun people? Or do we shoot them with a bow? Or do we bite them and can leave teeth marks? What do you think? What if he starts to look more like Nosferatu the more he doesn't feed? Okay. He starts to smell and look like death. Okay. Hypnotic gaze. Let's go with it. So he's got his hypnotic gaze. All right. So here we go. Hypnotic gaze. Let's rock it. Okay. Off to the next prompt. Oh, we create a system for feeding on peasants. Already. So memory slot 3 is filled. So we may have to erase something next turn already. All right. And that's where the true horror of the game comes in, is losing who you are. So let's roll these dice. Where do I put it? I always forget where I put that overlay. There it is. Yeah. Yep. All right, so we're on 9. Going forward 4. So lucky 13. Let's see what happens. I can probably be faster to do that. Let's see if it just jumps us to the right page. Yay! Oh, we have jumped in time a lot. This may be Darius's family. This is cool. Generations of the same family serve you. This line starts from any living mortal character or from the descendants of a dead mortal character. What bizarre rituals do they tie to their servitude, lose a resource, and create a servitors of the lineage resource? Dude, that is awesome. So we have jumped in timeline. So Darius is probably dead. Because we have his family is now serving us. And they probably view us as some like god. We can bestow our wealth. We still probably have like generational wealth. Rome is probably already collapsing. And that is cool. So we have jumped in timeline. Where do we live? That's and like we don't. I guess we don't. I guess we should have an idea. But okay. So that's pretty cool. And again, I can reread that just from the book here in a second. I'm just jumping to this page. So just checking my battery. It's still doing pretty good. Whew. Yeah. So how far in time? It says generations. So like 100 years, right? Or 80, 60, 70. So like Darius and his children. So it says 13. That's right, Mike. You were so intent on 13, and here we are. Generations of the same family serve you. This line starts from any living mortal character. What bizarre rituals do they tie to their servitude? Lose a resource and create a servitors of the lineage resource. The horse and wagon, right? We still, I think we still want to keep our dad's sword because that's 100 years. Great. So yeah, Darius's grandchildren are serving us now. Darius has died. We have learned that we have become somewhat immortal. And so as servitors, oops, I keep clicking the wrong buttons because I keep clicking on the stream thinking I can edit documents in the stream. I can't. I gotta go to the documents on my other page. So so we're gonna lose the horse and wagon. And servitors of dark lineage. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know what it is. Okay. So, what rituals do they have? And where are we? Where did we decide we wanted to be? And we need to figure out what memory to do with this. This is getting bad too with the memories because this honestly may be able to fit into 4 because it's still about Darius. This may take up the last slot in memory 4, the last experience slot, because it's Darius and I can sneak in and talk our way into anywhere we need. Craddock becomes our servant. Darius's family becomes our servant. I think we can sneak that one into that, and then this one's full. Darius's family serves us for generations. And what? Yeah, where are we? And what rituals? How do they serve us? And what do they get out of us? Or did we just Bowie-eye them? I'm thinking we want to be close to a large population, steady stream of food, back to Rome, or off somewhere else in Europe. So when it comes down to it, characters are basically dead. Like, Brutus is dead. Uh, the Craddock is dead because generations have passed. Darius is dead. Our mom is dead. Uh, yeah. So probably easier to pull in Darius's family if we're closer to Rome. True. So we want to stick around Rome? Or in the outlands of Rome. And by this point, Rome is kind of collapsing 100 years after Julius Caesar dies. It's still a powerful entity, but yeah, I think other European powers are coming into fruition. I don't know. Again, alternate timeline. As far as we know, there wasn't a vampire mob out in this area that attacked legionnaires. You can get lost in a metropolitan area. Okay, so back still in Rome, but we've lost a lot of our pull. How do we live? Like, do we still have, I guess we still have generational wealth. We still have our generational wealth. We don't have our villa anymore. But we have some money. And just for fun, because I did ask, do they get people for us? Like, what is their ritual? Are they getting people for us to feed upon? And again, are they doing this willingly or no? I mean, maybe it was on Darius's deathbed. Since he helped us get back to Rome, we made the promise that we will help his family. I like that. That it actually came from an altruistic good place of us helping him. I'm good with that. I think that's pretty cool. And do they help us with? Maybe they bring us people regularly to keep our hunger sated. The sort of people the society wants to forget. Okay, so we're like cleansing a little. I'm good with this. Okay, and I like the idea too that it kind of came from a goodish place. All right, I'm good with this. Let's move. So we're at 13. Let's get these dice going again. Get the right page here. 6, 10, roll. 7, big jump. So we're at 13, 20. Okay, we're 1/3 of the way through the prompts. We've made some big jumps. 20, 13, 14, 16, 18, 20. So we need to go forward 3 pages. I think it's going to be faster this way. 3. Some culty stuff, yeah. 20. There is a great shift in the way society moves goods. How does this work to your advantage? Check a skill. Create a skill based on a memory. Okay, this is just kind of a... And this makes sense. The world's changing. And again, we can jump forward in timelines. We could be on his great-grandchildren right now. I don't think it necessarily matters, but it does says there's a great shift in the way society moves goods. I mean, we're obviously not to, like, railroad or anything. We're still at ships. But maybe just a better use of ships or something like that. Okay, so let's do... There's a great shift. Major roads are established. Great. Or some canals are put in place. That's smart. So we got some new major roads and some canals are put in place. There's a great shift in the way society moves goods. How does this work to your advantage? I mean, maybe just more people coming and going, because right now it seems like we're just relying on some generational wealth. Darius's family maybe helps us out too. I mean, is it literally just that? More foreign travelers that can't be tracked as easy. That maybe that's who we're going for. Oh, there's Hamlet over my shoulder. That's Hamlet. How does this work to your advantage? Yeah, I think we just it's the World's Fair dude. It wasn't H.G. Wells, Jesus. The dude who had his house of insanity where he put in the borders and like fed upon them. Devil in the... I read that book. It's in the Chicago World's Fair guy. Can't remember his name, but yeah, I like that idea. So we got to check a skill, and we got to create a skill based on a memory. Check a skill. What do we want to check? Yeah, I like the Silk Road. New merchant routes. Cool. Okay, so what skill have we kind of like tapped out? Incognito? Okay, I'll go with that. So the game's going a little bit longer than I thought, but I'm fine with that. Let me know if it's going on too long for you guys, but we're making good headway, and it's fun. I feel like we're doing the story right, where last time I imposed too much of my will on it. And we have to create a skill based on a memory. Okay, so Mike says we stand out now. That's part of why we stayed in the same spot. Okay. And we need to create a skill based on a memory. We're Atticus, born into great wealth. So we could have it's like some social standing kind of thing. Our father fighting the Gallic Wars. We could be seen as some kind of great warrior. I don't know. And then feeding on peasants, using Darius's family, and attacked by Bowie. I mean, a skill could be that. Well, that's Hypnotic Gaze, the Bowie one. So what is a new skill based on a memory? And then we're going to have to erase something. We could also make a diary, but it may be too soon to do that. You only get one. And you cannot alter a diary. It's the only way our character can check in and look back at who they were. We could maybe fill in the Bowie stuff a bit with this, but yeah, what is a good skill based on our memories? We have systems for feeding. We're utilizing new skill, devastating claw attack, based on the fighting memory. Oh, you're like going full on monster mode here. I mean, because we do have wealth, though. Are we able to infiltrate somehow with the trade routes or something like that? We're still in Rome. We still have some standing. Like, do we have a more subtle way of getting information? Or because we're not incognito mode, so we're known. Like, it's harder to sneak around. Or we could just go like to literally like just a brutal attack. Like, we're just okay. Good. I like the skill could be about wealth. I'm thinking of like Highlander. Doesn't he like sell like art pieces throughout the year? At least that the series. I actually really liked the series, the old series. I think there may be a new one coming out. Okay, yeah. So let's. So yeah, we have. What would we call that? Like trade. We could. I was leaning more towards something towards merchant. Yeah. So just put mercantile, extortion. That's true. I think let's just stick with mercantile and we'll let it tell us. But I think we're right. The Highlander series was awesome. It was Duncan MacLeod. But yeah, yeah. Let's stick with that's good. I'm good with that. And it may just tell the game may just kind of tell us how exactly we use that. 3. This could go into 1, because it's just like we're still back in the Rome area. We've just become a tradesman. We become a well respected. We haven't figured that out quite yet. Trades person thing Bowie. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, let's see what's next. All right, off we go. I've got to get to the right page here. Okay, so we are on. Was it 20? I think it opens up more opportunities. Yeah, we'll see how bad we get here. Okay, so we're on 20. Let's pop that silly dice widget out. And let's roll. Seven. Dude, we are cruising. We're at 27, which is like halfway through the prompts. So that is 20, 22, 24, 27. So 4 pages ahead. So page 30 on this. 27. So I said it could go up to like 2-ish hours, which we're gonna do. How's my battery doing? So much better. Wars rage throughout the region in which you reside. You withdraw into a hidden retreat, waiting for them to pass. Lose a resource. Okay, so maybe this is more the fall of Rome. I don't quite remember like who they would have been fighting and how their empire started to shrink. But wars rage throughout the region in which you reside. You withdraw into a hidden retreat, waiting for them to pass, lose a resource. I feel like this is the game, the start of the game, unfortunately we skipped over a lot of them, is you gaining things. And then the latter half of the game is you losing them until you lose all your resources and skills and die. So, we're losing a resource. What resource would that be? Did barbarians sack Rome? Like that, like... I've always, like, heard that turn of phrase, but that, like, actually happened. Goths, Vandals, and Germans. Oh, my. Awesome. I love that. So we probably have... We have wealth. Maybe we hang out on the Darius family farm. And, this could go into memory 1. Maybe? And we lose a resource. Oh, no. We lose our sword? Or we lose the Darius family? He could go to the Byzantium Empire. Maybe we lose our servitors due to having to relocate. Like, they get somehow caught up in it, and we just, like, dump them. Oh, it's okay. So Morgan's going sword. And Mike's like... I know, the sword's the easier to move, because we just have to leave. We just peace out, and we leave the sword behind. Or do we peace out and lead the Darius family behind? And you two are tied on that one. I want to see where you guys come on that. I can break the tie, but let's see where you guys get. Well, I'm trying to figure out... The servants are important. Yeah, okay. So that can go here. This memory can go here with our dad. I leave just in our haste to leave. And maybe we are dedicated to the Darius family. We are so intent on like gathering all of them because we can just see the writing on the wall. And like let's say we have some like little villa or something somewhere. And no, I think this is fun. We take this family with us. And in our haste to leave, we leave behind a sword. Behind, fleeing, Rome-esque. We don't quite know where we are, and that's okay. Again, when you play the journaling version of the game, you can do these huge, great deep dives into the game. So I'm great with that. We leave a sword behind, fleeing Rome. But we take the family with us. So, which again is probably pretty darn tragic. So, bye, Gladius. And, all right. We're back. I think I did everything for that one. Where's that thing? Here it is. Okay, back to the book. We're at 29, is it? 27. We're at 27. Okay. Yeah, it feels like we're kind of getting our groove now. I say that, and then something really weird's about to pop up that completely confuses us. 5. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay. So 4 more pages. Jump forward. 1, 2. So 32. 2 more pages. 4 more prompts. Okay, so we're now past the halfway point. You keep a prisoner. Why this particular person? Why don't you feed upon them? Create a character and a skill related to keeping them captive. I thought it was keeping them alive, but it's keeping them captive. So, we have a prisoner with us. Is this, like, one of the barbarian Gauls? Or is this, who is this person that we grab? Now we're back out in the hinterlands. I don't quite know where we're... Let's say we head east-ish, vaguely. Just because that's just been a direction we've been always wanting to push for whatever reason. I've been to Italy once for afternoon. It's called Triste, or Triste. I don't know how you pronounced it. You keep a prisoner. Why this particular person? Why don't you feed on them? Create a character and a skill related to keeping them captive. Okay, well, we gained something. That's a victory in and of itself. So we have a character and a skill. Who is this person? And Mom's dead. I'm just going to put an X. I'm going to just kind of do some cleanup on everything here. Dead. Craddock, the ding-dong, dead. Darius, dead. But we got his family, so I don't feel too bad about that. Brutus is Brutist. Dead. Okay. Yeah. Who is this captive? Is it... Oh, I have an idea. We move into, like, this person's place, and, like, we take over their personage, and we need to, like, pull information from them on occasion. Maybe it's someone we, like, traded with before, something like that, but we, like, didn't like them because they were a beehole. And we have, like, a polyjuice potion, and we need to pull their memories and keep them in a trunk. Some assumed personality. Yeah, maybe it was just, like, this person we traded with or something like that, who is... They were always just, like, really low-key, or maybe they're really sickly all the time or something, so no one ever really interacted with them, and maybe we just took over their operation. But we needed to keep them alive for, like... Or maybe they don't even know we're... It says captive. I want to say we could, under the pretext of helping them, we've just kind of, like, taken over their place in wherever we end up with some form of Slavic area. But that's kind of a fun idea. I kind of like that. So we need a person. Yeah, and we don't know the area. That's true. We just don't quite. There are certain social norms and mores and geographical contacts that we don't know, and we're just keeping this person alive for a bit. But they do have wealth, which we could use a bit of, because we brought a freaking family with us instead of a sword. Okay. I'm good with this. What is this person? Man, woman, who is this person? And what memory does this go into? We are hurting on memories. A diary can save 3 memories and we erase them. But we only have... If we do that, we have 2 resources. We'd have our diary, which is like everything of our past, and the Darius family. Maybe a baron or a duke behind his ears? Okay. Duke, What's a good baron? Let's go with baron, just because it's or count, just because it's more vampire-y. Yeah, so let's say, or a duchess. Could it have been some, like, woman who, like, took over the husband's business, and she that's just kind of like more fun for me, for whatever. Also because we're doing the Poe thing, and there's, like, the archduchess, but I'm good with whatever. And we need to figure out what memory slot to put this in, where it makes sense. We can't... That's what I was doing in my other game. I was willy-nilly just throwing in experiences and memory slots. They need to make sense. The experiences need to make sense out of the memories. Duchess sounds good. Maybe she looks like our mom, and the idea of eating her creeps us out. Okay, Duchess. And what memory slot does this go into? Did we gain a skill or resource or anything? Or is just... We have a... Mortal. This is 32, is that right? Create a character and a skill. We have a new skill too. This could be, since we are kind of impersonating them a bit, this could become more like, not not subterfuge, but forgery. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Um, I think it's a. I can't think of the right word, but I think it needs impersonation, forgery. But yeah, I think forgery makes sense. We still got a good bit of skills: hypnotic gaze, forgery, gab, mercantile. Yeah, we're doing pretty good there. You think this can go under one? Does that make sense? I get it because the well-respected tradesperson with the Darius family. Where are we? We maintain trade in. I just don't. I can think on a map, a current map, but at this in this time period, wherever we are in the timeline of our planet, I don't quite know what country would be there. Um, Wallachia. Why not? Just because I know how to pronounce it. Okay, we're in Wallachia. See, I know how to pronounce it. Okay, awesome. I'm totally digging this. And we were caught up where we're actually past where Menander is in prompts, just to show like we're cruising. Um okay. We're at what's the last name? Belmont? Duchess Belmont. Let's go Castlevania. I get what you're throwing down. Duchess Belmont. Let's just do it. Yes, I'm excited about that. I'm writing that. You can't see it, but I'm writing it on our character sheet. We have Duchess Belmont. Okay. We are at 32. Let's roll some dice. Here we go. 6, 10, roll. 5. We're jumping, dude. 37. Okay. So that is, we're at 32, 34, 36. So 3 pages. 1, 2, 3. Oof. So in the beginning, we went forward, then we went negative, and since then, we've been cruising. Things fall to dust. Uh-oh. Lose a resource for which you have no corresponding memory. We'll see. Do not create a new experience for this prompt, and simply happens as you stare in silence. I feel like we still have all our memory. Let's see. If part of the book says, if a prompt doesn't make sense, go to the next one. So that can happen. And the book is just very, I love the idea of it. It's like nothing's written in stone. Just do your thing. Okay, so lose a resource that doesn't have a corresponding memory. I feel like they all do. Let's see. Because, well, we've got Servitors of the Dark Lineage. We got tons of memories of that. I think we go to the next prompt. Because that just doesn't make sense. Your whole being becomes centered in your senses and your hungers. Create a skill. I accidentally clicked away my page. Create a skill that demonstrates your feral vampire nature and lose an existing memory. Okay. Your whole being becomes centered in your senses and your hungers, which we've already talked about with these heightened senses. Create a skill that demonstrates your feral vampire nature. Mike, this is what you were talking about earlier. Because I was like, ooh, we should like manipulate the system. You're like, I want to have a devastating claw attack. And lose an existing memory. That's the whole slot. Okay. All right, so what kind of feral vampiric nature do we have? So it's been like 120 years at least, possibly more. But yeah. And we lose a memory. So we are losing our, like, who we are, that we're a tradesperson, who the Darius family is to us, the memory of our father, just period. Our history in the military in fleeing with Darius to begin with. More Darius stuff, and then that Bowie attacked us. And we may just not even remember how we became this. So this is where this is it. We've finally hit the point where we create a diary. Because we feel our stuff starting to go, and we can put this stuff into a resource. We can also do that. But then we still have to lose a memory. So that may actually... We're still losing something, regardless what happens. Oh, man, Morgan, you're killing me. Spider climbish? Ooh. So Mike's feeling spider climb for our skills. And then Morgan says we got to lose our military memories or our dad. The dad stuff makes sense because we still know who our dad was. We will just forget seeing him for the last time, and the whole sword, that he had a sword. Can we lose 5? No, it doesn't need to be linked to a skill. It can be whatever. That was the previous one that said it needs to be linked to a skill. We can lose whatever. We can lose 5, but then we forget how we became a vampire. Which may be fine. Because it's possible at the end, Bowie comes back and we may have no memory of who Bowie is. So, yeah, that's up to us. What are we feeling? So we military, father, or Bowie. We already left the sword. Let's lose the dad. All right. Bye, Dad. And then we can just refill this maybe with so we can, this memory is we can feel our mental faculties starting to fade a bit. That would just be this memory basically. And I don't know what... Oh, this could go into the Bowie thing because we're gaining like skills, right? Basically, like this could be a kind of a Bowie thing. Yeah, let's get rid of them parents. Yeah, it says your whole being becomes centered in your senses and your hungers. Create a skill that demonstrates your feral vampire nature and lose a memory. So maybe we just feel ourselves becoming more like Bowie, because like what we heard of the Bowie vampires is like they were just these creatures. We become more Bowie, and we do gain a skill. We're doing pretty good on our skills. So you had spider climb, Mike, and you also earlier had claw attack. How are you feeling, Morgan, about those? Do you want to pick between those two? How do we all of a sudden realize we can... Maybe it's just part of being a Bowie Nosferatu. After 120 years, you can just start climbing walls. Or maybe we just stop taking care of ourselves as much, and like our nails start to kind of grow, and then we get the claw attack. Like, we can... Yeah, but maybe we are shifting into more Bowie Nosferatu right now. How are we feeling about that? The nails thing's cool. All right, what are you feeling there, Morgan? I mean, I guess with the nails too. Maybe they're really strong and we can climb walls with them. It could be both. Let's go nails. We're tough as nails. That's our skill, which I misspelled. I'm good with that. Claw attack makes sense, but we lost the sword. I'm cool, spider. We have nails. We can climb with them. Yeah, I'm good. They're like pitons. All right, back to the maybe we're not quite at climbing walls yet. Okay, maybe we can like stick to a wall, but climbing's tough. We'll see. If it's cool, we'll utilize it. As long as it's cool, I don't care. All right, back to the book. Back to the dice. All right. 6, 10. Just one. Just one. So we were at, so we're 39. Did I click it? Or no? There it goes. 39. Age has damaged your diary. We didn't create it. Strike out 3 nouns from the memories in your diary. That would have been fun if we had to just get rid of like random things. If you have no diary, do this. Oh, balls. So basically, age has damaged our memory, which I like. Strike out 3 nouns from. Do the first 3 nouns in a memory of middling age. If you have no diary, do this to the first 3 nouns in a memory of middling age. So we just lose nouns. Oh, that's kind of fun. I like that. So that's fun. Again, it's going into our vampiric nature that our mental faculties are starting to go. So of middling age, memory. That's kind of memory 1. This well-respected tradesperson. I think it's, yeah. I think it's the trade one, right? I'm Atticus, son of Aurelius and Livia. That's old. Does middling mean like middle? Or is it middling like your son, wealth, tradesperson? Okay. I'm Attic. Gosh darn it. I keep clicking on the wrong thing because I'm dumb. I am of Aurelius and Livia, born into great wealth. I mean, yeah, I guess you're not doing the proper, the proper name. I'm a well-respected tradesperson. And what was the other one? Yeah, Mad Libs. Tradesperson. What was it? What was the one I'm missing here? Wealth. Born into great. Okay. So what we know we're Atticus. We're related to Aurelius and Livia in Rome. We know that we're well respected. Yeah. So we know we're from Rome. And we know we're well respected. So I think a good memory is we can feel our memory going. So maybe this is when we do make a diary. That would make sense for us to like maintain something. I feel like we need a diary at this point. So I'm going to write diary as a resource. We can save 3 memory slots. Which 3 should we save? And this, I'm beginning to lose my memory. Does this go into the Bowie section? I can feel my mind, because we were attacked by Bowie. We're becoming more like Bowie. We're losing grip of who we were. We create a diary. For fear of losing grip. Maybe the Darius family helps us. Like, yeah, I think we need 1. I agree with 1. For fear of losing our minds, we create a diary. I think that's good there. If I could spell it, that'd be even better. Diary. Awesome. Okay. So who... I believe 1 we keep. I'm probably just going to screenshot it. And I could just keep it to the side just to remind us. Atticus, Darius family, Bowie. Yeah, I agree. Those are good. So I'm just going to screenshot the whole thing and just write down which ones I'm keeping here. So diary, which is of my screenshot, is memory 1, 4, and 5. Great. We good with that? You can't read the screen on your phone. It's fine. You can't read the screen on your phone because it's all typos. Okay. I think we're good with this. Let's keep rocking. Yep, that's right. Okay. All right, we're almost at that 2-hour mark. We may go a little over. Hopefully that's okay. Because I got things to do today too, but I don't care. I'm having a good time, so screw it all. Okay. Oh, dice. I was like, what am I trying to do? 6, 10. Nothing happened. Oh, there it goes. 6. Another big jump. So we're up to 45. 40. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of the dice. Again, when you hit 60, I'm pretty sure that's where you start dying. Okay, 45. Oh my god, here we go. We're in bad shape. Your body is undergoing further corruption and change. When do you first notice these new changes? Create a mark. Oh, and we did clear up the other things. So, yeah, start thinking of some changes. I'm going to go in and clear our memory slots, which is in here. So since we did save these memories, they are now erased from our brain. I'm just going to put like a little symbol there. Just whatever. Let's do this. Like, we can always look at our diary, our character, to remind ourselves what the heck is going on. But we don't have those memories anymore. We have to look at a diary to remember these particular things. We did 1, 4, and 5, right? Yeah. Skadoosh. Goodbye. And 5. All right, so yeah, what's a good bad thing to happen to us? Like, what was it again? So again, we have all these slots open now, so that resource is good. Your body's undergoing corruption. When do you notice these changes create a mark? Oh, that's not good. So we already smell awful. Oh, are we getting... Oh, okay. So we got a couple of things. Full Nosferatu face. And then Morgan has nails, skin coming back from the cuticles, skin getting really thin or sloughing off. That's a great noise. Yeah, we start with the nails. Let's and it's already like one of our skills. Let's say now we can climb walls. Like, we are getting... That's kind of fun. Yeah, so we're so our mark is sloth. That is such a gross word. Just the sound of it is just so disgusting. I love it. Full claw action. All right. Yeah, and do they grow back, or do we just stop caring? And maybe we're starting to like give in to this like gross nature. I'm good with that too. Okay, so we just put this in 1. Like, it doesn't really matter. They're all empty. We embrace, maybe we don't, but our true nature. I wish I could think of a nail pun. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I think we stopped caring. Humanity is more of a distant memory. Nails. That's it. I was thinking of a pun and nothing was coming to mind. Okay. Let's go. Back to the book. All right. Copy book. We're at 45. Okay. Dice. Here. Yeah, this is a website that is rolling these dice for us. I couldn't find a widget, so it's a little website. 4. We are still cruising, gang. All right. So we were at 45, so to 49. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 60 where... It's like 60 to 70, I think, is where things start getting bad. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's 70. Oh, there's never go to. Yeah, it's up. Maybe it's 70, so I'm a little wrong. Okay, so we're at 49, right? Is that how math works? What simple practical skill proves invaluable in your strange existence? How did you learn it? Create a skill. Great. So again, we're embracing our more feral nature. We have this family and this captive, and we're just utilizing... What are we embracing now? So we've already said, like, our skin's getting thin. We've got these nails. We can kind of like climb walls and stuff like that. So maybe we are turning into Bowie a little bit, where we do just start praying. Like we just go out and hunt now instead of it being brought to us. So we kind of become what Bowie did to us. Um, so this thing's still going to win. So what skill? What's a good like? I like that idea of just like we have this like we just start to become the hunter. Um, hunt, easy enough. Hunt. Become the alpha. It just sounded exciting. That's why I wrote it. So new skill hunt. We're doing. Resources are low. Skills are. Oh, butts. Did I just erase all of that? Let's see if I can undo that. Thank God. I just erased everything for a second. Hunt. All right. Back to the drawing board. But yeah, I like the idea that we're tired of trade and stuff like that. It's more about feasting. Let's get some dice going here. 6, 10. So I was wrong about 60. It is 70, but we're still catching up there. Oh, just one though. You are captured in a trap set for predatory mortals. That's awesome. What sort of criminal are you taken to be? How does this experience help you learn to better prey on mortals? Make a new skill that sours the purity of a pleasant memory. We don't have many pleasant memories. I do like the idea that we get trapped. Like, is the town or the surrounding area starting to figure out that something's out there and it's us and we do get caught? What sort of criminal are you taken to be? Like a poacher? Like just like a trespassing poacher or something? Make a new skill that sours the purity of a pleasant memory. We don't have a lot of pleasant memories, but we can look to our diary if need be. Oh, we do remember serving the military service. We create a system for feeding on peasants. We could manipulate this into... Yeah, so we tell them that we're poachers. That's how we get caught. So how do we sour these memories? Like we can sour like our memory of what the military was. That like we went down there to hunt or something like that. Like if we are really starting to get this kind of primal, like maybe, I don't know. Are you guys feeling any what I'm throwing down here? But yeah, I like the idea. We used our hypnotic gaze to tell maybe like caught us that we were poachers. So we're still able to like manipulate them when needed. Sour. We were sent away on duty because our mother never loved us. Okay. Okay, so all right. She pulled strings to get rid of us. Okay. Well, we don't have memories of our mom though. But we don't have those memories. We have no. I guess we could look to our. Oh, that's right, because we could look to our journal, which is like missing some information. So like we just have to be like, yeah, our mom did this to us. We're just doing what. This is our mom's fault. Like totally like placing blame on her. Okay, I like that. But what did the what was the what sort of criminal are, yeah. Make a new skill. So what skill would that be? Oh, got like self-delusion, which is a skill. And how does this experience help you to learn to be better, to better prey on mortals? How does this experience help us? Well, okay. So how does this experience, being caught, and maybe learning, maybe figuring out that we can use our hypnotic gaze in like more social circumstances to lure people, as well as just hunting them as well. Maybe we're starting to finally combine our physical, newborn physical prowess with what we have remaining of our mental manipulation. Missing tooth. That was a tough one. And then we do have a skill that mommy issues. What is that skill called? as an actor, I've used mommy issues to great success. Um, so what is a good skill? Like just, and we can also do it with our dad too. Like, so our dad made us do this because like we've kind of lost all memories of our dad. So maybe just this idea of, hey, what is it? What is a skill? What would that be? Um, Not self delusion, but self. But that's not a skill. Like self aggrandizement, but or martyrdom. That's a skill. Um, yeah, what could that be? I play with my facial hair a lot. It's getting a little scraggly because I'm gonna have to completely shave it soon. So I'm just letting it go. Um, what would a skill be that born out of this being caught and like kind of weirdly blaming our parents for this? Yeah, it is a tricky one, but I think there is a way of like mental gymnastics. It's weird, but I think if I'm gonna put mental gymnastics, deception, yeah, even okay, deception, even self deception, which again is if you can just tell yourself that you've been wronged, that everything's been out to get you, like there is this mindset of I don't know. My brain knows what I'm saying. My mouth doesn't know how to say it. But I'm good with that. Deception. I'm totally good with that. Okay. An illusion. Yeah. Okay. Back we go. See what happens with this dice. Okay, we are at what, 50? Okay. Um. All right. 6, 10, go. Two more. 52. Yeah, froze a little bit there. There we go. All right. Uh, the beauty of the dawn calls you. Oh yeah, we've never really had an issue with the sun, and that's fine. Create an additional memory slot dedicated to beauty, nature, or peace. Oh, well, that was nice. And it says an additional memory slot. So it sounds like this is like a bonus memory. Okay. Um, so maybe we're just becoming one with nature. Like our parents hated us. Uh, and again, the Nosferatu Bowie was out in like the hinterlands. They were hunting. They were like ones with nature. Maybe they're it's just like primordial, just spirit entity. And maybe that's just the thing. Nature's just calling us back. And again, it's very anti-colonialism, but again, it was just nature saying we don't want you here. And maybe that's all Nosferatu Bowie was. So I'm good with that. We are just becoming more one with nature. And maybe because of the self delusion and stuff like that, we think that we are the embodiment of nature clamping down on humans. So at first it was just like immigrants coming in, we're just eating them. But now it is just like humans in general. Maybe we witness a wolf pack hunting prey and find it beautiful. Yeah, awesome. So I think I like the idea. Simple enough. We're just becoming more one with nature. Seen from the parapet of our stolen castle of Archduchess Belmont. Okay. Copy book. Let's go. Let's roll some dice. So that was 52. All right, that was a surprising nice thing all of a sudden. That's a 1 and an 8. That is a 7. We're up to 59. That is another big jump. All right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So 4 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Again, we are it isn't 60, it's 70. That's where in game, and we're doing good on resources and skills right now. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so 59. A mortal discovers the journal of a long dead character or your own lost diary. We didn't lose our diary. and approaches you. What do they seek? Gain a skill or resource, create a mortal character. This has got to be one of Darius's family members, right? Because we haven't lost our diary. We have our diary. It could also be that we just leave our diary out and they just read it. But so they either find like maybe Darius's diary or they find just ours just laying around because again we're just kind of giving ourselves over, or Craddock. Yeah, that was so long ago. I don't know how they could. That's interesting though, Mike, because Craddock knew the source. I don't know how they track us down, but maybe they. That's kind of fun, Mike. That Craddock, the Burgomaster, who we do we have any memory of them? Gain a skill or resource. We need a resource. Um, and create a mortal character. Craddock was in 4, wasn't he? So we still know who Craddock was. Let me double check. I screenshot it. Let's see, where is that at? There it is. I think it's right here. Craddock is in 4. That's kind of fun because we are getting closer to the end. It comes more full circle if someone just starts tracking down the stories of the vampires, of the Bowie Nosferatu, and realizes one with us. I think that's fun. So they find Craddock's old diary. So what do they want from us? And what was the other piece of information? What do they want from us? We create a mortal character. Gain a skill or resource. We need a resource. Create a mortal character. So what do they want? So Craddock served the Nosferatu Bowies, but we already have people serving us. Blackmail. They want to cut and say, okay, great. They're kind of like blackmailing us. Or do they seek? Oh, I think that's more fun. They want to be immortal themselves. Maybe Craddock knew how to pass it on, and he left it in his diary. And that's something we are not aware of because we've attacked people and they never. That's it. They want immortality. It doesn't say we make them immortal. It says make a mortal character. So we don't do it. Maybe we're not old enough to do it. I love that. That's awesome. So let's go back. So what was this person's name? And that's fun. I'm down with this. So what is this person's name? And this is a new. I think this is just a whole new entry. We are confronted by. But would they want if they see us in state? Maybe they're dying, and they fear death, and they just want immortality, or maybe they've seen the atrocities of men, and they've lost their family in wars, and they just want revenge on humanity because they know more about Nosferatu Bowies than we do. So maybe they know the end game. Confronted by what's this guy's name? Maybe he has leprosy. Great. So yeah, who are we confronted by? Who is this person? We need a name and then a resource. We are in dire need of resource. Well, let's just say Diary of Craddock. Well, that'll be like a resource that maybe he wrote it in a shorthand or something, or it's hard to kind of like figure out. So maybe I think that's kind of fun. So let's just say the Diary of Craddock, because it did say they find a diary, and maybe do we know how to pass on? Maybe we do now from this diary, but let's say we're still trying to figure it out. I think that's kind of fun. So that is a new resource for us. So we have the Diary of Craddock. What is this person's name? Info from Diary of Craddock. What is the person's name? By. So they're Ratco. So, I don't like that name. Give me a better name. I want a better name than that. Because I think of Blammo. And I think of Log for Ren and Stimpy. There you go. Alucard. Okay. I see what you did there. Backwards Dracula. I think that was from Castlevania as well. Okay. Feeling good. Let's move. Copy of book. Here we go. Let's roll them dash. We're getting close. We're getting close. Watch, this is where we're going to start going backwards. Hit. Hit. No, or not. 5. All right. Okay, so 59. 61, 62, 64. So 2 pages jump. 1, 2. Okay, we're 6 prompts away from end of game. Ooh, I think the music died. Let's get some more of that music back. Okay, 64. Vast numbers of humans are migrating around the world. What group becomes easy to feed upon? How do you capitalize on their helplessness? Create a resource. All right. Yeah, we haven't really jumped huge time periods because it hasn't really felt necessary. Again, who cares? I'm fine with that. What group becomes easy to feed on? I mean, I guess when we got caught, we realized that we had to expand our borders a bit. We still have Darius's family. Maybe we, with Archduchess's money, we start sending them out to like create a resource. But yeah, refugees fleeing from war. I mean, that's. I think we're still in the same place. We haven't had a need to leave, so I think we're still chilling out in the Archduchess's place. So just create a resource. But yeah, I think that's easy enough. Just refugees. Maybe we start pulling refugees, which is awful. But so create a resource. Maybe do we like open up a fake facility to take in refugees, and then we can feed on the ones that we need? Again, it's dark, but it says a resource, and it says what group becomes easy to feed upon. So it sounds like again another system. How do we capitalize on their helplessness? Yeah, facility. I'm going with that because it's gross. So let's just write a quick memory here. So I already wrote down facility, unless somebody changes my mind, but resource, like, yeah, the front of an organization, which, again, the Darius family runs for us. Because we have gotten them wealth. We have helped them. So, a charity. Okay. Where would this go? Yep, a charity that helps yeah. We open charity that helps refugees. And again, if they're loners, we could just say they succumbed to illness or something, or they moved on. They were rehabilitated. We found a place for them, and they're good. Again, I still like the idea. Well, when we got caught, though, remember we realized our hypnotic eyes, we could start manipulating, and we do now see ourselves as this new embodiment of not just physicality, but of intellect and superior place over humans. So maybe we do run it, but we look super creepy. And we're smelly. And I feel like now, too, we probably don't care about the smell. We're probably embracing the smell. So maybe the Darius family needs to help out a bit. All right, let's go. Okay. With this roll, we could end the game. Because we're at what? 64. If we roll a 6, which statistically is a low possibility, but it is possible. Two. All right. So we are at 66, which is a good. Thank God we didn't get the number after. Oh, the kids would go crazy for it. Okay. 66. Oh, Alucard could help run the charity as well. Yeah. Maybe we're holding that over their head. It's like, we're not ready to give immortality yet. Help us out. Your knowledge is outmoded. Lose an unchecked skill, which is now useless. Okay, that's fine. Again, if you're running out of resources, that could be in the game, but we've got so many skills. We probably don't need to gab anymore because we can just hypnotize people. We don't need to be, yeah, we don't need to be charming because we can just hypnotize people. We're past that point. Easy enough. All right, here we go. All of a sudden I forgot how to work this software. There we go. Yeah, exactly. As Mike just said, we have evolved past gab. We don't need it. We're better than that. Okay, if I roll 4, I think that's game. 6, 10, 5. I think this is going to be game. I think. So we're at 66. We have embraced our vampiric nature. We're up to 71. Okay, three pages. I'm almost positive this is it. 1, 2, 3. Eek. Oh my gosh, this looks like the second to last entry. Because the next one says game is over. We're not there. An immortal character has been destroyed by mortals. The only one around is Bowie. The original Bowie. The OB. How did you come to find out about this, Alucard? What did you lose? Create a skill based on a memory. Create an immortal character if necessary. Oh. Or maybe a new Bowie vampire comes to us and says the original Bowie's dead. I'm another one. Ooh. All right. So an immortal character has been destroyed by mortals. That's Bowie. How did you come to find out about this? More than likely Alucard. What did you lose? Maybe our hope was to like help figuring out this diary to figure out what is becoming of us. Because again, this diary is the only thing, and like I said, it's written from a human's perspective. It's not written from a vampire's perspective. Create a skill based on a memory. Create an immortal character if necessary. Oh, maybe that means to create an immortal character if necessary means if you have to kill one, create it and then kill it. So we just lose the diary now that Bowie's dead. So we're not, so that's fine. I think that's what it's saying. Create an immortal character if necessary, but we have one to kill. So we don't need to lose anything. So how do we find out that Bowie is dead? Maybe we finally get flooded. Maybe Alucard knew there can only be one leader, and he somehow knew that he was ending his lifespan, and that energy passes on to us, and he was just waiting for us to assume the mantle of the supreme nature human cleanser. And the ability to create others. So in that pocket that they were defending, we're originally colonizing, that ran its course, and now Alucard, for whatever reason, wants to feed on this area. Okay. I don't know. Help me out. I'm going to start creating some memories. Which I could just put right here because we have the space. We don't have a Bowie one, but we still learn from Alucard. The quickening, exactly. That Bowie is gone. Or yeah, maybe from the diary. Or we could have just learned it from the diary. Like we were reading through Craddock's thing. It's like, oh, Bowie's dead. Oh, we have to create something from a something too. We have to create create a skill based on memory. Okay. Bowie was in the diary before we lost it. Anyway, that's a nice tie. So create a skill based on a memory. let's just say that we, through our, we're the alpha. We embrace our true nature. We are one with nature. Animal memory. Yeah, animal form, animal memory. Um, I'm good with that. That we become, that we finally can inhabit our full feral state. And yeah, I think that's fun. Let's see. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's see here. Second time. Okay, so let's do the next die roll. And this obviously could be it. Unless I roll negative or the same number. Here we go. Um, One. You are caught outside and destroyed. What happened? The game is over. That's sad because we were just embracing what we thought was our true calling, and you're caught outside. Maybe when we embraced it, we didn't know about the sun because like we finally became full on vampire. I mean, because it says you're caught outside, which doesn't. At first, I meant like by a net or something, but like I think we're outside, and I guess it doesn't have to be the sun, like, but it says destroyed. We don't become one nature, but maybe that is what we think we need to do. Is we just kind of like burn up in the sun and just kind of meld into the earth or something like that to fulfill what we believe to be our next phase of this immortality. But what are you guys thinking? That's what Vicarian Morgan. That's anticlimactic. So yeah, we can make it more climactic. I'm just curious what another option is, just out of curiosity. You achieve a position of absolute stability that might sustain you unchanged until the sun dies. What does this mean? The game is over. Okay, I'm fine with this. Let's find a way. We are caught outside. Like, what is this? I like the idea of Alucard taking us out to take our powers after he saw the bump we got from Bowie dying. Oh. Maybe Alucard knows that when we achieve this next phase, the sun becomes lethal, and maybe he like set us up. Is that's kind of, you're caught outside and destroyed? What happened? To make it even more fun, did he get the Darius family in on this? Like, did he manipulate this? Like, and manipulate us, speeding up the idea of our forms, and us thinking that we are going on the right trajectory, and he was pushing us down the wrong one. Maybe he killed Bowie, and maybe he's a vampire hunter, and like he manipulated us to go through these. He traps us outside in a silver cage or some such to prevent us from changing forms. I like the idea somehow that Alucard showed up to do this. Like, this was his strategy of either that like the sun kills us and we weren't aware of it, or maybe we've been hiding from the sun for a while and we just haven't talked about it, like in a traditional vampire form. But he convinces us that through this diary that we need to become one with the sun. We're one with the earth, which we have been thinking. Now we need to become one with the sun. Yeah, so yeah, I kind of like that. Alucard was some kind of crafty little vampire hunter. And he, yeah, he set us up for this. So yeah, it isn't the ending I thought we were going to, but it's the ending that we never changed our name, that Atticus thought he was going to. So in his final death throes, he thinks he's doing what he's supposed to do. And I picture like Voldemort, like kind of like melting away into just like ash. So yeah, it's not really anticlimactic. I think in his mind, Atticus has achieved full primordial nature deityhood, but it was all for nothing. He was set up very cleverly by this Alucard person. I'm good with that. That was fun. It we fed on a lot of people. We weren't very great, but we were good to the Darius family. And yeah, Alucard showed up. We had a vampire hunter Alucard. That tracks. And Duchess Valmont, who's probably dead by now. Okay, well that was the game. That was our story. I do, again, I like the idea that our character actually got what he thought he was getting, even though it turns out the Kaiser Soze moment, he wasn't. He was tricked all along because there was another unreliable character, an unreliable NPC. Cool. Thank you. You too. As always, thank you so much for playing. While I have your attention, Mike mentioned maybe for Poe, either Monday or Tuesday. Does either of those work for you, Morgan? And on top of Poe, I'm going to start a Cthulhu. There's solo Cthulhu games like Alone Against the Flame, Alone Against the Dark, Alone Against the Frost, and where we could do like a Call of Cthulhu solo game where I could just go back and forth between our character sheet and the story, and it would go faster than this because we're just reading the prompts and like making a decision and going. So anyway, that's, I think maybe next weekend I may start that. This software, yay, thumbs up for you guys. But also, Morgan, let me know how Monday works for you, Monday or Tuesday. I'm leaning Tuesday just because I need to tinker with that software, as we've learned. And then the Cthulhu, but yeah, dude, my computer battery is at 88%. The reason my mic started to go out last night, Morgan, my entire battery drained, and the AI software to prevent background sound started to go out because my computer couldn't handle it anymore because that software is not made necessarily for Mac. So yay for us. Oh, so much better. Great. Thank you so much. This was fun to like go through this. It went longer than I expected. Thank you so much. Sorry you missed out on all the football games, but this was super fun. It was fun to get this to the end, and it makes me want to go back into my Menander story. So Atticus became one with the earth. That's what he thought he was doing anyway. Oh, Alucard. Thanks so much, guys. This is, again, 1,000-Year-Old Vampire by Tim Hutchings, and I highly suggest you pick it up. The book itself is amazing. Thank you so much, and until next time. Peace.